What's going on, everybody? Is What's going on, everybody? It's David from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And right there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the link. Now, with that being said, we are here today with day number 4 of In the Month of Madness. So yeah, you know I had to do it. I had to go ahead and jump on The Ring. But I'm not talking about the Japanese original. I'm talking about the American remake that came out in 2002. That's directed by Gore Verbinski. I had to look at his name because I will butcher that shit. But my man is known for doing this and also the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. This movie also stars Naomi Watts, Martin Henderson, David Dorfman, Jane Alexander, and Brian Cox. Most of them people, other than Naomi Watts, are kind of like nobody's in Hollywood right now. But let's go ahead and get into the meat potatoes. The Ring. Now, before I even go into what the hell this movie is about and talk about this movie, let's keep it a buck here, right? I thoroughly enjoyed The Ring. I remember being terrified to go watch this shit in the movie theaters because just the concept of it, the idea of it just terrified the hell out of me. You know, even when I watched it and I was done watching, I was still kind of shook, you know, like that whole grainy, staticky look. Like if I ever seen a TV like that, that shit automatically freaked me out because I thought it was a little person or a little girl or something that's going to climb out the damn TV and kill me or some shit, right? The whole 7 days thing in high school, that shit was like pop culture relevant everywhere. We all joked around and said that shit 7 days. You know, it was just big, right? And let's keep it a buck here. The Ring, honestly, is one of the most freaking iconic franchises out there, especially when it comes to like Japanese culture. And then also, it's probably one of the most, other than The Grudge, to me, it's one of the better Japanese to American remakes out there. But I digress. So let's go ahead and get into this movie. There's this lady, right? And this lady go ahead and she uh wait, is it? No, there's actually some teenagers. I'm sorry, I'm skipping through the whole thing. There's some teenagers that went to a cabin and they rented some movie and they're talking about the urban legend at the beginning of the movie. This part right here was really authentic to me because it feels like some shit teenagers would do. And it also feels like some atypical horror shit. These teenagers are sitting there talking and like, hey, have you heard the urban legend of this? Da 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 da. This killer tape that when you watch it in 7 days, you get killed. You know, and then all of a sudden it starts to slowly be revealed that one of these characters actually is one of the people that watched the film, right? And I'm assuming that this is the 7th day and it's time for, you know, Samara to come and collect. Anyway, to the point, obviously she dies, so her auntie comes and she starts to do her little investigative journaling or whatever, and she starts to look into this thing. White people being nosy. Just joking. Anyway, so she does her investigating skills. She looks into it and she starts to find out about this damn videotape. Now, this videotape, she ends up getting her hands on it, and like instead of just like being weary and being like, you know what, this person just did die a very random and awkward death. Maybe I should go ahead and stay away from this shit. Nuh-uh, she doesn't do that. She dumbassly watches the damn videotape and she ends up getting a phone call and now she's played with it, right? So this girl has a fucking son that has the driest personality of the Sahara Desert. My man really was just unneeded in this movie. He looked so fucking emo. My man looked like he was about to just slit his wrist and listen to Good Charlotte, but I digress. Anyway, to the point. Um, she ends up starting to look into the story and trying to dig deeper into it, and then maybe in hopes of trying to find out who is Samara, why is she doing this, how did this freaking videotape get created, so on and so forth. And because of this, we have the events that roll out, which ends up her ex-boyfriend ends up watching the tape, and then her son ends up watching the tape, and then now she's really on a quest to keeping the ones that she loves alive, which is a really good tropey, kind of sappy way to go about it, but it was done pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, when you're watching the movie, kind of like the CGI, the early CGI seems a bit dated, but at the same time, it holds up pretty damn well. It's not something to the point where you see it and it's gonna make you cringe. Like it's not like some Beast Wars type CGI, but you can noticeably tell that the CGI isn't the greatest. This is also the standard for freaking like the jump scare era. Like the 2000 era is completely full of nothing but jump scares in the horror movies. But this movie does it with good taste, I might add. But I mean, to me, the most iconic scene in this damn movie is the fucking horse scene on the boat. That shit was so fucking tragic. I remember watching this in the movie theater and I was just like, yo, that shit gave me like anxiety. And then also, even when she goes and finds Samara's dad, and my man goes ahead and takes that electric pool dive, even that scene alone, like that also like shook me to the core. This movie freaked me out, and rewatching it, it brought back so many damn good memories. Just watching it, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was just like, yo, this is honestly a pretty damn good movie. Like watching it is, I see why the Americans wanted to rip off the Japanese. This is a damn good movie, like it's really good, it's original, it was dope, and I loved it, right? But there is no buts, man. This is a fun movie. This is a great movie. I highly recommend The Ring being on anybody's watch list. Now, I know somebody's going to be like, well, if you really want to watch, understand it, Ringu is better than The Ring. It's literally the same damn movie, just the original Japanese version, which I personally have not watched yet, but I do have the complete Ringu collection that I need to watch. And it makes me wonder, and maybe you guys can answer this question, because I have seen all the American versions of The Ring. I have yet to see the Japanese versions of Ringu, but I want to know if the sequel to Ringu, if it translates to the sequel of The Ring, if you get what I'm saying. Like, do the sequels and these movies add up? Are they complete carbon copies of each other? Because the one thing I hate is I hate watching a movie that's like a complete carbon copy of the remake. Like it's like watching the same shit all over again. It was like the time when I watched fuck, what is that movie name? With fucking Daniel Craig. Uh the girl with the dragon tattoos. I saw that movie and I went and I watched the German version. It's exactly the same fucking movie, just a little bit different and a lot bit longer. All right. Have funny games. Same shit. I watched the original, then I watched the remake, and it's exactly the fucking same thing. Psycho the remake is exactly the same thing. Night of the Living Dead is exactly the same thing. These are one-on-one, like complete carbon copies of the other. So I just want to know ahead of time before I go ahead and look into it. Like, is this going to be like a carbon copy of the other thing? You know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping that it's not, but I mean, it is what it is. But let's see. The girl that does the ring is also the little girl that plays Samantha Darko, which is also pretty dope. So I thought that was a really cool thing when I was watching it. I was like, dude, that's dope as hell. And then also she's the one that voices Lilo. So that's another cool thing, dude. Like she was in Beethoven. She's in so much cool shit. Samantha Darko. I heard it's whack, So it is what it is. But anyway, I digress. Rings is a fun movie. I would recommend watching it, and that is my video for, I believe, day number 4 of in the month of madness. So go ahead and check back tomorrow, and I'm going to kind of keep the theme kind of going with tomorrow's selection. So make sure you guys come back tomorrow to see that. And until next time, you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys are having a magnificent day. Adios, homies.